Good morning, gentlemen. I have to say, Jeff Stelling, an absolute hero of mine. Love watching you over the years. Gabby, you're not such a hero of mine because you're very nasty. You're very nasty to my man Ange. Listen, I have been, since he came in, I have been an Ange Postecoglou in. I've never wavered. I get very frustrated with Jamie that he sits there and he knocks it and he says, get him out, get him out, get him out. We previously, before he joined, we had the supreme managers. We had Jose Mourinho, who parked the bus, and nobody ever complained about it. We had Conte, we've had Nuno, we've had all those previous managers who have won us nothing, who are meant to be great managers. We played an awful style of football. Well, last year we won 10 on the trot. We were top of the league. We played Chelsea. We had an awful game. We lost 2 players. You know, we had a lot of injuries from there on in. But he played a style of football that was so good, so attractive and everything like that. And let me just point out to everybody in the world that's listening to talkSPORT, right, the millions of them, I want to say this. Arsenal, you finished second. You didn't win a trophy. We're better than you. Manchester City, great manager. You finished third. You got no trophies. We're better than you this season. Aston Villa, Gabby, we're better than you this season. You can say what you like. Postecoglou did the job that nobody else could do. And golly, I just want to say this to everybody. Come on, you Spurs.
Chris, you enjoy yourself, mate. Great call. Thank you very much,
Chris.
Indeed. Fantastic stuff.
I've got nothing to say back.
He's having his moment, isn't he?
It's
And
great,
he deserves to have his moment.
That's what we want to hear all
Brilliant.
morning.
Of course. By the way, you know, he's talking about Ange there, and he's always been behind Ange and stuff. One thing I think we should say is his win rate at Spurs. Okay, you know, it's imbalanced a bit by the start that he made, but that doesn't matter because it's still part of his time there. 46%. Now, that is better than Glenn Hoddle, better than Terry Venables, better than Keith Birkinshaw, better than Martin Jol. So if you look at it as a whole, you know, and now he's won a trophy as well. And got to a semi-final this season.
Anjin.
Yeah. Shebann's back with us. Hi, Shebahn.
It's so funny you mention that because we're just looking around the trends on social media this morning. Anjin is trending this morning. There's also a beautiful clip going around on X this morning and on TikTok of Ange and his family. The stadium at the San Mamés empty last night. The boys and his wife just finally getting their hands on their dad and giving him the love that he deserves. And, you know, actually all the fans are reacting to it so positively as well on social media. Harry Kane has offered his congratulations on socials. Mo Salah has also tweeted. He did say he wins in his second season. Congratulations, Ange. Peter Crouch, come on you Spurs. Celtic Football Club, once a winner, again, never in doubt. He never stops. Congratulations, Ange Postecoglou. James Maddison is taken to social media. I always win things in my second season. Brah.
That's what the cool kids say, Jeff.
Yeah, you'll see that in his next break, brah. Salty Arsenal fans, Jeff, on social media. Piers Morgan, this must be the worst quality game in the history of European football competition finals. Absolutely shocking, and yet one of these useless bunch of wastrels will be in next year's Champions League. Laura Woods, as much as I'd love to delete Twitter right now, I have to say, fair play, Ange. He said he would do it. Congrats, Spurs, off to book the next flight out to any other country. Arsenal, I mean, Spurs have had a better season, right, Jeff?
I think so. As crazy as it sounds, I know the Premier League form, but they've won the Europa League, they've won a European trophy. When last of Arsenal won one. So it's...
Well, yeah, and I get that. Okay, Arsenal win a very different European trophy to the one that Spurs have just
no doubt
been
about
in.
it.
You know, it's pretty darn tough. It's hard to win the Europa League. I'm not, you know, diminishing that at all. But to win the Champions League,
of course.
Well, you know, that's a completely different league, quite literally. I can't get away from the 21 defeats.
Say 10 years time.
Some of them were maulings as well.
Say 10 years time now, and you look back at this season. Who would have had a better season? You know, when the dust settles and you look back in 10 years time.
Well, in the record books, it will say Tottenham quite clearly. You know, they won a trophy. So that'll be in the record books. There'll be nothing about Arsenal apart from maybe runners-up in the Premier League. You know, there'll be nothing else. So I think it's very, very difficult to compare things like that.
But what I don't want to hear, Jeff, is 6-7 games into the season next season and just spent a lot of money and Spurs fans phoning up here and saying, I knew he should have went after he won the trophy.
But
I knew he shouldn't have stayed.
That's the decision
Yes.
now, isn't it? Because if they keep him, they have to back him.
Yes.
And back him big time. And then he has to deliver straight
100%.
away.
The Champions League's a different competition. Been watching it this season. It's a strong competition. Even some of the teams you don't think that are great, Shebahn, in it, they're top quality teams.
Shebahn, you got a soft spot for Man United. What did you make of them?
Oh,
It was so disappointing last night. But then I feel that Ruben Amorim's press conferences and quotes going into this competition made me not believe that it was the right thing for Man United anyway. Obviously, you want Champions League football, but maybe not having Champions League next season can show that he can build with this team. Hopefully,
He's not going to have any money to build. They needed the millions and millions that the Champions League will bring in, and they're not going to get that.
I do believe that the club were preparing to go on without having Champions League football next season. I do believe that from the way that Ruben Amorim is speaking.
I just don't know how that happens. I honestly don't know how it happens because financially they've got no European football. Look, they're a massive club. Of course, they've got lots of other income streams. I get that. But it strikes me, even before this game, people were saying, they're going to have to sell players. And of course they will have to sell players because apart from anything else, you've got the profit and sustainability rules.
Their players aren't worth anything, though, Jeff.
Garnacho, by the way, Garnacho last night, not happy that he only played 19 minutes. It's on social media. He did a press conference afterwards. Is he the guy you want to keep on side, or do you need that attitude out of Manchester United?
No, I don't blame him. And if I'm Garnacho this morning, I'm on the phone to my agent, even last night, get me out of here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Shebahn, thank you very much indeed. This will make us all smile. Trev in Plymouth says, if Argyle win the Papa John's trophy next season, they'll have had a better season than Arsenal. Thanks, Trev. 6:58 coming up, we turn our attention to the problems beginning to build on Ruben Amorim. Is this the lowest point in the Premier League era for Manchester United fans? We'll discuss that next.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.